Good morning students. I welcome you all to here third revision video class. In our last class we discussed about democratic politics chapter 1. Students, today we are going to discuss about economics chapter 1, the story of village Palambur. So, what is the purpose of this story? That is the overview of this lesson. Students, in this lesson, we will learn what are the basic features of production, what is the basic requirement for farming, and then how do you use the modern technology to get advancement and to develop your farming into a profitable sector. In the same way, in this unit, we shall be discussing about what are the main activities in relate to farming, what are the basic factors of production. We will also discuss what are the basic factors of livelihood other than farming in our country. Moving on to understand the introduction of the lesson. This village named Palambur, we are talking about an imaginary village. When we talk about an imaginary village, the purpose of establishing an imaginary village is how does you can utilize the resources what we have, or if it was like this. If would have been like this. Yes, that we can learn by having imaginary village. Farming is the main production activity in a hypothetical village named Palambur. Other production activities like dairy farming, manufacturing, transportation, and shopkeeping are practiced on a limited scale. Students, these production activities need various types of resources like natural resources, man-made items, human effort, money, etc. Let us discuss about structure of the village of Palambur. The village of Palambur is located near western part of India, near Uttar Pradesh. So, on the northwestern part of Uttar Pradesh, we have an imaginary village named R. Palambur, which is around 3 kilometers away from much more bigger village Raiganj. It is well connected with the roads to the Palambur, and the roads are all-weather roads. When we talk about the all-weather roads are the roads which can be used in any season, which means in summer generally roads are good for usage. Am I right? But when it comes to rainy season, because of India having heavy rains, we may have problems and difficulties in using the roads which are made with mud. So, when we talk about all-weather roads, here in the rainy season also we can utilize the roads properly without any difficulties because these are cement and the concrete roads. Children, many houses in Palambur have electric connections. Electricity powers all the tube wells, small scale manufacturing and other business units in Palambur. It has 2 primary schools and 1 high school. It also has a government primary health center and a private dispensary. Let us discuss about family structure. Out of the 450 families living in Palambur, about 80 upper caste families own the majority of land and have large and well constructed permanent houses. Students, the SCs, Dalits. The SCs in the village comprise about 1/3 of the population and are landless laborers. They live in one corner of the village in smaller houses. Moving on to understand factors of production. In this concept, we will discuss about aim of productions, factors of productions. At first, aim of production. Students, what is the aim of production? Yes, the aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. The aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. What are the factors of production? Yes, There are four requirements for production of goods and services. Am I right? Land, labor, physical capital, and human capital are the factors of productions. Land, labor, physical capital, and human capital are the factors of production. Let's see land. Students, the first requirement is land and other natural resources such as water, forest, minerals, etc. Children, the second requirement is labor. For example, people who will do the work. Some production activities require highly educated workers to perform the necessary tasks. Am I right? Other activities require workers who can do manual work. Each worker is providing the labor necessary for production. So, labor for carrying out the production activities, it may be manual workers or highly skilled or educated persons. Students, the third requirement is physical capital. For example, the variety of inputs required at every stage during production. Physical capital includes two subcomponents. What are the subcomponents? Yes, fixed capital and working capital. At first, we will discuss about fixed capital. Assets are capital investments that are needed to start production of goods and services. For example, buildings, machines, tools ranging from plough to generators, turbines, computers, etc. The second subcomponent is working capital. Raw materials and money in hand are used at the time of production activities. For example, to purchase raw materials and services required and to sell finished goods. Students, what do you mean by fixed capital? Yes, tools, machines, buildings can be used in production over many years and are called fixed capital. What do you mean by working capital? Raw materials and money in hand are called working capital. Raw materials and money in hand are called working capital. Children, the fourth requirement is human capital. See, you will need knowledge and enterprise to be able to put together land, labor, and physical capital and produce an output either to use yourself or to sell in the market. Am I right? Yes. Human capital means human capital is the knowledge and enterprise. It is required to put together all the above inputs to produce the output. Moving on to understand farming in Palambur. Farming is the main production activity in Palambur. 75% of the working people in Palambur are dependent on farming for their livelihood. Either they are farmers or farm laborers. Their well-being is related to production on the farms. The farm production can be raised by increasing the land area under cultivation. All land is cultivated in Palambur. During the rainy season, farmers grow jowar and bajra. They are followed by cultivation of potato between October and December. But in the winter season, fields are sown with wheat. Sugarcane is also grown in a part of the land area. Because of the availability of the well-developed irrigation system in Palambur, farmers grow 3 different crops in a year. Let us discuss about multiple cropping. Students, what do you know about multiple cropping? Yes, multiple cropping means growing more than one crop on the same piece of land in a year. That means to grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the year is known as multiple cropping. See, it is the most common way of increasing production from the same land. The other way is to use modern farming methods for higher yield. Moving on to understand Green Revolution. Children, in this concept we will discuss about what is meant by Green Revolution, what are its features. The Green Revolution is a revolution introduced in the late 1960s in the field of agriculture, which adopted the modern methods of farming to increase the agricultural production. Students, modern farming methods means use of high yielding variety seeds, using chemical fertilizers and pesticides, as well as using plenty of water for irrigation. Children, till the mid 1960s, the seeds used in cultivation were traditionally ones with relatively low yields. At that time, cow dung and other natural manure were used as fertilizers. But the Green Revolution in the late 1960s introduced the Indian farmer to cultivation of wheat and rice using high yielding varieties of seeds. The HYV seeds produced much greater amounts of grain as compared to the traditional seeds. Eventually, with the same piece of land, production increased significantly. Let us discuss about non-farm activities in Palambur. Students, we have learnt about farming as the main production activity in Palambur. Am I right? Yes. We shall now take a look at some of the non-farm production activities. See, only 25% of the people working in Palambur are engaged in activities other than agriculture. Let's see what are the non-farm activities carried on in Palambur. Dairy, small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. are the non-farm activities carried on in Palambur. Students, now I am going to revise multiple choice questions. Question number 1. Which one of the following statements is not correct about Palambur? Students, we have 4 statements. Most of the houses have electric connections. Most of the houses are kacha. The village has a well-developed system of roads. Farming is the main activity there. Correct option is B. Most of the houses are kacha. Next, number 2. Which is not a non-farm activity? Students, we have 4 options. Shopkeeping, transport, manufacturing, showing. Correct option is D. Showing. Number 3. What are raw materials and money in hand called? Students, we have 4 options. Working capital, fixed capital, physical capital, human capital. Correct option is A. Working capital. Now, question number 5. What is the main reason behind growing 3 different crops in a year in Palambur? Students, we have 4 statements. The village has fertile land. The farmers are very hardworking. The village has a well-developed system of irrigation. The farmers get enough rain during rainy season. Correct option is C. The village has a well-developed system of irrigation. Now, question number 6. Farmers of which states first tried out the modern farming method in India? Students, we have 4 options. Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh. Punjab, Haryana and Eastern Uttar Pradesh. Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan. Madhya Pradesh, Haryana and Rajasthan. Correct option is A. Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh. Now, question number 7. When did the Green Revolution take place in India? Students, we have 4 options. In the early 1960s, in the mid 1960s, in the late 1960s, in the late 1970s. Correct option is C. In the late 1960s. Next, question number 8. What is the side effect of the Green Revolution? Students, we have 4 statements. It made farmers ineffective. It pushed farmers into debt. It reduced soil fertility. It enhanced soil fertility. Correct option is C. It reduced soil fertility. Next, question number 9. Which crops are grown in Palambur during the rainy season? Students, we have 4 options. Wheat and rice, sugarcane and potato, millets and rye, jowar and bajra. Correct option is D. Jowar and bajra. Next, question number 10. What percentage of the people in Palambur are engaged in non-farm activities? Students, we have four options: 50, 30, 25, 15. Correct option is C. 25. Next, question number 11. What were the minimum wages set by the government for a farm laborer? Students, we have four options: rupees 75, rupees 60, rupees 50, rupees 40. Correct option is B. Rupees 60. Next, question number 12. From where do most small farmers usually borrow money to arrange for the capital? Students, we have four options: large farmers, village moneylenders, traders, all of these. Correct option is D. All of these. Moving on to understand very short answer type questions. Question number 1. What is the main production activity in Palambur village? Farming is the main production activity in Palambur village. Students, farming means agriculture. Yes, agriculture is the main production activity in Palambur village. What do you mean by agriculture? Agriculture is the primary activity that involves cultivation of crops, fruits, vegetables, flowers, and rearing of livestock. Next, question number 2. What connects Palambur with neighboring villages and towns? Students, an all-weather road connects Palambur to neighboring villages and towns such as Raiganj and Shapur. Many kinds of transports are visible on this road. Students, what do you mean by all-weather roads? Yes, all-weather roads means a road that may be passable by vehicles under both wet and dry weather conditions. Am I right? Yes. For example, metalled roads are called as all-weather roads. Students, many kinds of transports are visible on this road, starting from bullock carts, tongas, motorcycles, jeeps, tractors and trucks. Now, question number 3. What facilities are available in Palambur for education and health? Students, in Palambur we have 2 primary schools and 1 high school. How many primary schools and high schools are there in Palambur? Yes, Palambur has 2 primary schools and 1 high school. Students, in Palambur we have primary health center and private dispensary. What do you mean by dispensary? Yes, a dispensary is an office in a hospital that dispenses medications, medical supplies, and in some cases even medical and dental treatment. Primary health centers are run by the government. Next, question number 4. What is the aim of production? Students, the aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. That means to produce the goods and services to generate wealth that we want for ourselves. Question number 5. Name the 4 requirements for production of goods and services. Students, there are 4 factors of production. The first requirement of production is land. Labor is the next necessary factor for production. Some production activities require highly educated workers to perform the necessary task. Am I right? Yes. Other activities require workers who can do manual work. The third factor is physical capital. It means the variety of inputs required at every stage during production. The fourth factor is human capital. Human capital refers to human knowledge and enterprise which are required to put together land, labor, and physical capital to produce an output. Students, what are the 4 requirements for production of goods and services? Yes, land, labor, physical capital and human capital. Next, question number 6. What is meant by multiple cropping? Students, in agriculture, multiple cropping is the practice of growing two or more crops in the same piece of land during a single growing season. See, it is a form of polyculture. It can take the form of double cropping, in which a second crop is planted after the first has been harvested. Students, what do you mean by multiple cropping? Yes, multiple cropping is the practice of growing two or more crops in the same piece of land during a single growing season. Now, question number 7. How is yield measured? Students, what do you mean by yield? Yes, the full amount of an agricultural or industrial product. Am I right? Yes. Yield is measured as crop produced in a single season on a given area of land. Yield is measured as crop produced in a single season on a given area of land.